Hello?
You are late.
Did you start recording?
We are live, yes.
Oh, my bad. I was taking my dishes to the kitchen.
Welcome to the Tears Over Beers podcast. I'm your host, Zafer, and today we have, I hesitate to say a special guest, but, we have a guest.
Hi. That's me. I'm the guest.
Yes, you are. The actor, as it was.
I'm the actor? That's what I'm called?
I thought you did some acting.
Some acting. I wouldn't say that's me though. I'm not the actor.
Right. Okay. Well, then what would you call yourself?
Like, I don't. Man, this is a hard question. To sum myself down into one word, I would probably call myself Tryggvi.
Tryggvi. Is that like a math thing? You do math?
No, it's just my birth name actually. I don't know
Where
if
does
you knew
that name come from?
It comes from Scandinavia, or
Right.
it's like a Scandinavian Icelandic name kind of thing.
So you're letting your parents and some country you've never been to define you.
Well, that's kind of a hard thing to answer, really. Like, I wouldn't say my name defines me, but that's what I would call myself. I don't know what word I would use to completely call myself.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
That's kind of that would take a lot of thinking.
Right. Okay. But you've done some acting.
I have done some acting. Not a lot. Not enough. Never done anything huge, but I enjoy it.
Right. So any insider scoops, any Disney secrets?
Yeah, I'm actually having my own Disney Plus show. It's going to be really cool. It's all about me. It's just I'm actually not even in the show. It's just about me. They have told me to do absolutely nothing, and they're really just ignoring me completely and making a show about me with no knowledge of me. It's kind of weird, but
yeah, I know what that's like. Have you ever heard of the Galloping Ghost series?
I think I watched I watched like one episode.
They're all lies, None of it's real. It's just people trying to slander.
I thought it was completely real. I thought it was a documentary.
No, it's not.
Oh. Okay. I'm sorry.
I actually wrote a script for you. I was wondering if you could maybe you reading the script could get me, I don't know. Maybe it would
right now?
help. Yeah, here. I'll send you this link.
All right. Am I male vocalist or am I T? What character am I reading here?
This is a backdoor pilot for this show. I'm calling it Backstage.
Oh, the funny and sexy life of T.
Yeah, you'll be playing the role of T.
Oh my god, because it's the first letter of my name. That's like.
Yeah, well, I think. Yeah, well, it's kind of like Seinfeld. It's like the person's name. But in case you declined, really I might want to leave my door open for maybe someone else with a T. I started with Tom Hanks. I'm just kind of working down the line.
I totally got you. I totally understand that. Showbiz is showbiz.
So this male vocalist is because I'm the greatest man that ever lived, and the chorus is like, hey. The scene opens up backstage of a musical rehearsal. A bunch of actors in costume come rushing in and begin to undress. The camera is shaky and handheld to make the audience feel like they're there. The camera focuses on T coming out with the actors. He begins to undress out of his costume while speaking to Barbara.
That was really good. I can't believe they finally made a song about people like me.
And this is Barbara talking. Trust me, T, there are a lot of songs about people like you.
Hey, wait a minute. What's that supposed to mean?
Barbara also begins changing out of her costume. And this is Barbara speaking again. You know, the music they play at the circus for clowns. Now you're both in your underwear.
Haha, very funny. At least clowns know how to apply makeup.
And this is Barbara talking. Oh, please. We both know it's not my makeup you've been looking at.
I don't know if I want to read this next line.
Hey, it's just a script, just give it's acting, it's just acting.
I don't know if I can put this on the internet.
No, it's just, you're an actor. You're playing a role. It's
okay. All right. All right. Okay.
So the character of T says,
Yeah. The character says, "You're right. It's your big, ginormous boobies that I have been ogling every day. They're the reason I love you. They're the reason everyone loves you." God damn it, Barbara. Can't you see? I'm the only one strong enough to carry your fat fucking nogger. If only you'd let me. T, the character, leans forward with his hand to grab Barbara's breast, and Barbara slaps his hand away and screams, "Ew, what the fuck?" This guy named Dale shows up. "Hey, what's going on here?" And Barbara's like, "This freak just tried to grope me." And the character T says, "Yeah, you fucking bitch, I thought you were different. Turns out you're just like all the other sluts in this school. Fuck you. It's because I'm ugly, isn't it? Girls like you never give nice guys like me a chance. Well, I've had enough. See you at rehearsal tomorrow, Barb."
And so T leaves out the door and slams it. And that's the end of kind of that's like the opening, like the cold open for the show.
So what's the rest of this here? Like, where are you planning to take this story?
I mean, I don't really want to spoil it in case like this does get picked up. I do have a plan. It's gonna be like kind of a dark comedy, but sort of in the style of like a Seinfeld or maybe a Friends. Have you seen Friends?
No, I haven't seen.
T is kind of like a Ross Geller type.
Well, I just said I haven't seen the show, so I don't really know that reference. But
what are some shows you've seen?
Have you seen The Amazing World of Gumball?
Yeah, I've seen that one. It's kind of like
no, I haven't seen that show.
Oh, were you in it?
No, I was just wondering if you've seen it.
Oh, right.
Should I watch it?
I mean, I've seen it. I'm trying to think of any incel type characters. In it.
I haven't.
I'm
seen
sure
it,
that
so
there
I don't
are.
really understand if you were trying to draw a correlation between that and this
Yeah,
T
but
character.
this is really more for the audience listening.
Okay.
No, I'm just gonna search this up real quick. Incels.
Oh, you know who? How about that? Like, have you seen Breaking Bad? That guy.
Oh, Gus.
Yeah, that guy Gus. He's definitely incel-y.
Well,
I would say.
I think I would say so. He's like, I believe actually there's a quote from Gus here. It says, "You fucking bitch, I thought you were different. Turns out you're just like all the other sluts in this school. Fuck you. It's because I'm ugly, isn't it?" I believe that Gus actually says that in season 3, episode 20. I see where
you draw you drew the inspiration for the script from.
I mean, I try to work with the best. I don't really know. I guess you can see why Tom Hanks would reject a script like this. It's maybe a bit above his caliber.
Yeah, I can see why anyone would reject a script like this, especially if this is all the material they have. I don't know if I would want to play a character like this with seemingly no redeeming qualities at all.
I mean, do we want redeeming qualities in our? I mean, isn't that a bit like, I don't know, isn't that a bit overdone? Like having redeeming character traits?
If the point of this story is to be entertaining, then I can't see how just a
take It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You've seen that, right?
Yeah, well, this guy's just painfully like unfunny. He said at least clowns know how to apply makeup, and there wasn't even a laugh track there. Like no one even laughs at that. Like, but there is a laugh track after the Barbara makes a joke about the clowns. So it seems like Barbara has better comedic delivery.
Maybe, well, okay. There's two directions we could take this. Like, we can workshop this idea. Maybe Barbara's the lead, and it's like, her having to deal with the patriarchy in like, funny ways. Like, oh, poorly timed vasectomy for everyone. Or it could be like maybe not really comedy, more of like a character, like psychological horror kind of thing, where you kind of see from like the monster's point of view, the monster being T. What I think
I think it would be like a Joker style kind of movie.
It would be like a Joker
play.
style kind of movie. I feel like Joker comes up in a lot of these episodes. That's interesting. I don't know what that says about this show or our current society, but I think that. Well, how would you feel about that, playing sort of a character that's the villain, but you're
playing
looking at it from their perspective.
Joker type character. A Joker type character,
a Joker type
instead of being like a psychopath murderer.
Yeah, like instead of his character flaw is that he's poor, his character flaw is that instead of lacking money, he lacks the touch of a woman.
So if that were the case, then this portion of a script you gave me here, this would come later in the story. I would assume because maybe if it's a Joker type storyline, then I think he would start as at least a decent person that people can sympathize with.
I'm thinking more a non-linear story for this, kind of like a Pulp Fiction. Have you seen Pulp Fiction? It would start like, in the middle of the story, and then we would go back to the beginning, and then we would come to the end.
Are you talking about Pump Fisting? Not Pulp Fiction? I've seen the first one, I said, but
you've seen Pump Fisting? Yeah. You like that movie?
Yeah. That's a real good movie.
You're having a lot of fun there. You enjoying Pump Fisting? Is that a funny title of the movie for you? Is that what you're enjoying here? No. We're gonna stay on this. Pump Fisting. Pump Fisting. That's what you came here to tell me. You came here to tell me that you watched Pump Fisting. Is that the show that was all about you? Is that your Disney Plus original, Pump Fisting?
No.
Okay. Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
I wish I was talking to Tom Hanks right now.
I'm sorry, I can't be Tom Hanks.
Yeah, me too. Fuck.
I'm close, but I'm not there yet.
Pump Fisting.
I'm sorry.
It just doesn't get old for you, does it? Every time you hear it, it's as funny as it was the last time.
No, it's not funny. It's your reaction is what's getting at me here.
Oh, you think this is funny? You think my reaction? You think me shouting "Pump Fisting" in distress? I'm disturbed. I'm disturbed, Tryggvi. You have deeply disturbed me. Pump Fisting.
Pump Fisting. So, I've actually been taking improv class, and that was a bit of an improv joke I thought of right there in that moment.
Yeah, that's your great improvisation. Oh, Pulp Fiction. I haven't seen Pulp Fiction. Are you talking about Pump Fisting? You're a freak. You're sick.
No, I'm not sick. I'm just funny. I took an improv class.
Right.
You just aren't versed in the ways of improv. So you don't understand.
Yeah, I'm more of a, by the book, I'm more of a scripted kind of person.
Yeah. Makes sense why you write scripts all the time.
I'm kind of pissed, right? Because this Galloping Ghost film series, why do those get to be made? Like, who like, I don't know. It seems a little wrong to me that a film that is just about slandering someone's name, calling them a murderer. I don't know. It seems like those shouldn't be allowed. You know, it's like a roast, but like non-consensual.
That's exactly how I feel about the that Ted Bundy Netflix series.
Yeah,
was
what's
just
that
slander.
What's it called, Tryggvi?
Bed Jumpy. I'm sorry.
What is
Bed Jumpy? He was a guy who would just jump on beds and everyone hated him, so they made a movie where they called him Ted Bundy and he murdered people. Like, how terrible is that?
Oh my god, I don't know what to say. Bed Jumpy.
Bed Jumpy. That's who he is. It's a real person. Check the
real
phone
people
book.
died. Or this is insensitive, real people were killed by this man. And you're saying Bed Jumpy.
All right, we can move on. We'll move on from this.
Yeah.
We'll go back to your horse story. So how is that slander though? I only saw one episode and it seemed like a work of fiction, a fictional fairy tale story, not a slander against you, the great Zafer.
Well, I mean, it is. Well, I mean, okay, it is fiction. But the galloping ghost, many people for a time believed it was me. I went to, several hearings. People would say that,
Hearings?
Court hearings.
For what?
Well, I was accused of being the galloping ghost. But, I'm not. And then they make this movie called The Galloping Ghost. They name it Zafer. The character is named Zafer, which is my name. I'm your host, Zafer. It feels, I don't know. It's like they're what are they trying to prove? That I'm a bad guy, that my wife doesn't love me, that I'm a deadbeat? I don't get it,
That's exactly what they did to Bed Jumpy. It's exactly the same thing. Like I'm drawing a lot of correlations here between your two stories. Like they took Bed Jumpy to court and everyone called him Ted Bundy. And it was terrible.
Bed Jumpy?
Sorry. I'm sorry. Let's move on to a new talking point.
Okay, yeah, let's move on to a new talking point, right? So
let's just avoid TV shows.
Right, yeah. What else do? You do any music?
No, not really. I don't know.
All right.
I'm not too into music.
All right. You prefer silence. Good. Why do you prefer silence over music? Plenty of people enjoy music these days.
Probably just because I don't like it. Like anytime I hear music, it just brings back a lot of memories of music that I don't like. So I don't really like music.
So this is trauma related avoidance.
Well, I wouldn't say it's trauma related. Like I never was traumatized by music. I just heard music one day and I didn't like it. And ever since then I've never liked it.
Right. I've recently been listening to a lot of Rex Orange County and
oh yeah. I love that guy. He makes good music.
I think he's kind of ugly.
All right. Is this what you brought me on this podcast for? Just a slander? Just a slander? My one and only music artist that I like.
I was under the impression that you didn't like any.
I think that Rex Orange County is ugly.
When's the last time you've seen your dog? Did you tell? Did you tell it that you loved it?
Not really. I kind of just Put my
It's a shame.
empty bowl of cereal on the floor so he could lick up some of the milk.
What? Wait, what?
That's what I did to my dog.
Feed your dog milk?
No, well, not. I didn't feed him milk. I just put it on the floor and he like licked it up because that's what he likes. Like just some cereal crumbs and some milk at the bottom of the bowl. Is that not normal?
What was okay? So what? Huh? So this is kind of like a trolley problem in a way, right? You're like a train is going, like your cereal bowl is gonna not be eaten by the dog, so you divert the rails so that it is eaten by the dog, and then,
I mean,
but in return, the dog will be eating milk. Some dog
is it bad for dogs to eat milk?
I mean, it's cow milk. You know, when's the last time you see a dog eat cows?
I've never seen a dog eat cows.
Yeah.
I've never seen. If you're saying it's abnormal to drink milk, then, like, yeah, I guess it is pretty weird. But
Should
like,
dogs drink cow milk?
I don't think it matters. I think dogs can drink milk all they want.
Milk is a safe treat in small quantities.
Yeah, see, small quantities. I just gave him a little bit of milk. It's not. I didn't. There's no trolley problem here. There's no moral dilemma.
I don't
gave
know.
my dog a little treat.
It feels immoral.
I didn't kill anyone.
Okay, so like in a way, like, so like you're taking the milk away from the cow to give it to a dog. You know, it's like.
Well, it's
kind of like it's like the trolley problem, right? Where like, oh no, a dog is not going to get milk, so you divert the trolley, but thereby taking the cow's milk.
Well,
it's kind of like a trolley. It's kind of like a moral dilemma. Like, do you save your dog or do you save some baby cows?
There's no. I'm not saving either. The cow has already been milked. And I just have the milk now in a carton. And then I put it in my bowl with my cereal and I ate most of it. And then I had a little bit left over that I didn't want to drink. So I gave it to my dog. My dog didn't do anything wrong and it's not harming my dog. There's no moral dilemma here unless you're a vegan.
Right.
Are you a vegan?
No, I enjoy the flesh of innocent. I am not a vegan.
I just mean in the like context of animal, like eggs and milk, things that like don't kill the animal. I mean, even though they probably kill the animal later, but
right.
But I just don't see how there's a moral dilemma here where it's a trolley problem. I think it's
actually,
just,
you got me thinking with eggs. Do you think pro-lifers do you think they avoid eggs?
I don't know. I think maybe some pro-life. I think maybe if you were a vegan, some of those morals would carry over into a pro-life state of mind. But I don't know if someone who is pro-life would see chicken eggs, and be like, "This is disgusting." You know, it might happen, but I think. I don't know.
Right.
What do you think?
I think it's strange that we call it pro-life, like pro-life as opposed to being, pro-choice. I think those aren't necessarily, opposites. I think it should be pro-choice against the lack of choice.
Would you say anti-choice?
I don't know if anti-choice is a word. Here, I'll look this up. I'll beat it.
Well, just like pro-choice isn't a word; it's two words put together.
Oh, sure, I suppose.
It's like a suffix or a prefix, really. Pro is a prefix, isn't it, or something like that? I don't know.
Right.
And I think that's what But I think pro-life is a good word because that's what they want. They want the baby to live.
I mean, not necessarily. They don't. They don't want the baby to live. They just don't want there to be a choice.
Oh, wait, explain this.
Well, because if you are against being pro-choice, then like if you're against, pro-choice, then you would be, not necessarily pro-life. You would be pro or like anti-choice.
Are you saying the pro-life movement is a reactionary movement similar to that of All Lives Matter?
I think it might be.
Instead of being its own isolated moral standpoint, it's just a reaction to the pro-choice standpoint.
I don't know if this is an exact one-to-one comparison. I haven't done a lot of research on this matter. Because it could have been pro-life started first and then pro-choice came along.
I think that's actually what did happen, because it was like, I'm reading this book, The Handmaid's Tale. Have you ever read that?
Right. I've seen the trailer.
All right. It's all about like women being protected, but in like a very bad totalitarian way where they like don't get rights. But it's like I'm reading it and I'm learning a lot about like just how women like exist. Like, isn't that crazy? Like, they're a real thing.
I mean, I feel like you really had like, the Handmaid's Tale. It's a very feminist book. You had a good start there with about reading it, and then you kind of diverted. You swerved into saying that initially you didn't know women existed.
Okay, well,
what was that?
Here's the thing. Do we want to have a serious discussion here?
It's kind of like the trolley problem.
Are we continuing the joke?
It's kind of like the trolley problem, right? Because like you could have either you didn't want to make a serious comment about feminism. So you diverted the trolley, and but which caused
I think you're correlating
a sort of misogynistic comment. So in order to stop one thing from being unfunny, you diverted into another thing, which was could have been equally unfunny in some sense.
Here's the thing: every time I make a choice here, you say this is like the trolley problem, because the trolley problem
is it not? Am I wrong?
The trolley problem is just like a choice, but it's more about the morality of the person making the choice.
I'm talking about morality. I'm all about it.
But here's the thing: I wasn't trying to avoid being a feminist. I wasn't trying to avoid making a feminist statement in light of, instead choosing to be misogynist.
I get it. We're trying to be funny. If we say something woke while trying to be funny, then it's kind of we're making that woke thing look like a joke. I get it. If we're being ironic, we want to go for the moral low ground, right? Because if that way we're saying, hey, this is a joke.
I think you're unnecessarily psychoanalyzing me here. I'm
not psychoanalyzing you. I'm more psychoanalyzing humor. Your type of people, I guess, is what I'm trying to go for.
My type of people. What are you trying to say here?
Actors.
I made that. Hold on. I'm
comedians.
Right. I am not
funny people.
I am not a
improv class takers.
I'm sometimes I'm funny, but okay. So that was a lie. I've actually never taken an improv class. Well, actually, I did take like theater class in school, but sometimes. But that's irrelevant. I want to go back to we started this podcast with a whole lot of irony here, and the whole discussion has been kind of just humor. And when I brought up The Handmaid's Tale, I didn't know if you wanted the podcast to go in the direction of a more serious discussion versus the ironic that we started with. So that's why I veered off and made a very insensitive, ironic statement because I didn't know where you wanted to go.
Right, and that's exactly what I'm saying with the trolley problem. Which would have been more moral, to divert the comedy or to divert feminism? Which is more of like a...
Well, I don't think it's a thing of morality. It's just that we're recording a podcast, and there's no moral dilemma here.
I do believe that there's a dilemma, maybe not entirely moral.
There's a dilemma of what Tryggvi was going to say to take the podcast down a path that we haven't been going down so far.
Right.
I have never, to be honest, I haven't listened to much of the Tears Over Beers podcast.
Yeah, we like to keep it light on this show.
Okay, so that's why it's the Handmaid's Tale. It's a very serious book.
Tryggvi, do you have any final thoughts?
Well, I think my final thoughts is, I'm only about 50 or so pages into the Handmaid's Tale, and I think it's a great book. And
say something
if anyone
feminist.
wants
Say something feminist to leave the audience.
Say something feminist. Yeah, I would love to say something feminist. I think there's a lot of issues surrounding women's place in society, and there's not enough people on the men's side realizing this, and there's not enough movement in an effort to save this. And
I guess in conclusion, when you have men making choices for women, things aren't really going to end well.
Yeah, totally.
And that's all the time we have for today. Thank you, Tryggvi. I hope you go on to act in many more things, get my script out there to the masses.
Yeah, I'll show it to my boss. He'll love it.
I don't see how he couldn't love it. I mean, it'd be kind of immoral in a way.
It reminds me of the trolley problem.